Hello, favorite students. This is Ms. Lerma. This is the second part of the art session, and in this lesson, we're mainly going to cover another recap of all the projects that we have done throughout the session. Now, if you recall, we have begun with 1-point perspective. The vanishing point is usually in the middle, and then we have the horizontal line. And then we began creating designs that give you that three-dimensional idea. But if you recall, we slowly started adding shading or cross-hatching or bringing darks and lights to bring the squares into a more dimensional design. It took some time for some of you guys to get the projects, but overall we're very happy with what students have created. And in this project, I just mainly wanted to give you a different way of creating a design from 1-point perspective. Everything goes from the middle and they go out to the outside of the page. And again, the signature is always on the projects. And we made a few of them. Okay, if you recall, I made one in English and then one lesson in Spanish. But at the same time, it was the same basic design, 1-point perspective, and then we went out to the outside of the lines and slowly created the illusion, the optical illusion of the project being three-dimensional. And then from there, we progressed onto a more of a meteors or an explosion format, which allowed us to kind of give that optical illusion of an explosion or meteors coming towards us, and again the vanishing point right in the middle, and everything comes out to the outside of the page. And then we added some shading to kind of give that optical illusion that is almost three-dimensional coming towards us. Very simple designs, again a line design projects that we work on. And again, line design, line balance, line control gives us motor skill development, and vanishing points always in the middle. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the middle. It could be on the side, on the top, on the bottom, wherever you like. As long as you follow the lines to the right point, vanishing point, the design works really well. From there, we kind of got into a little bit more creative, more free-flowing. This idea was actually given to me by a student way back when, and it's nice to have projects that students create, which is nice to actually pass it on to other students. You know, very simple line design projects, and the student went ahead and actually created leaves or flowers out of the project. And again, we're just repeating one single line over and over again to give us that three-dimensional perspective on the project. But if you notice, every design, even though I make a second copy or on another drawing, it almost looks the same, but it's totally different. And again, line design, line balance, line control gives us motor skill development. So that is very important throughout these lessons. This thematic unit, I'm actually very happy, like I said, with the quality of work the students have created. Very beautiful work that was turned in by a lot of students. Then we got a little bit more intricate into 1-point perspective, vanishing point. Again, the vanishing point right in the middle, the horizontal line. And then to kind of make it easier for students, I created just a simple line to give it the illusion of a road. And then just some simple roses and flowers on this side, and just pretty much some mountains, the sun, added the sky, and some seagulls or birds flying in the air. And again, you can see the actual lines that guided me to finish the project. Another example with the sun on the side. And again, I kept repeating some of the projects over and over again until I felt that you actually comprehended the project, which was a very good idea. And it gave me a good sense of understanding. All right, so then from there we went on to another design, more fluid, really quick. I think on some of these I actually made a project before I started with you guys because I also have to practice. Here was an original first copy that I made that I thought was a good idea, but then went on to another one. Then we got into a little bit different. Same concept, 1-point perspective. I have my X's that help me guide with the project to give you the illusion. And I started adding a little bit more color to the design. And again, 1-point perspective. And we continue on, and if you notice, as we progress, the designs kept getting more creative, more intuitive, more shading into the project to make the projects more realistic. Once I realized that you got 1-point perspective, then I went on to adding more designs. This was a quick design project, and then I started adding a little bit more so you can get the idea of the project, and we went on to getting a little bit more intricate with the project. And if you notice, this one really stands out because of the shading. But again, line design, 1-point perspective right in the middle of the project. Another sample that we made, more cleaner. So as you can see, the cross-hatching and the lines kind of give the illusion of the project. And I noticed that I didn't sign this one, so I think this was some of the early work. Real simple design. If you notice, circles just being repeated over and over again. Nothing exciting, but the whole idea of the project gives you an impact and an impression of the project. Now, another one again, a little bit different, but for the most part, you understand what it looks like. I think this is one of the first ones we started working on to begin understanding the line design projects, and it was not bad. Let me show you a couple more samples that I had that I just noticed. But here's another one. This was something that I started off really quick. Just as you can see that I practiced on my projects, thought about ideas that I thought would benefit us, but I actually tried projects first before I started with you, just to think that maybe those will help you out. And if you can tell, these are some ideas that I had, very simple designs. So just like you, I have to practice with the projects and ideas that I had that were very simple, but honestly, my favorite project for this assignment was, let's say this is my favorite one. I would say this is the one that actually captured my attention because I felt that we actually did a pretty good job. And then this is another one that we did that was pretty good. Now, I know I've already had a few students that asked me if I was actually going to be doing projects over the summer. I didn't think I was going to, but it seems like there's several students that were asking me if I can please do a lesson a week over the summer. I think out of the gracious of me being a good teacher and trying to teach you guys as much as possible with art, I'm going to take the time and do a lesson a week if time permits. But I'll make an effort in making sure that I provide you some projects for your entertainment. So that's all I have. If you can tell, we made a lot of projects in the classroom, and at the same time I want to show you that I also have to make little sketches for ideas, projects, right? I have to practice just like you. I have to try different designs, different ideas, to kind of give you the sense of, for myself, to give me my sense of understanding. And I tried projects, to make sure that they will make sense to you. If I thought it was too much, then I wouldn't try the project. But as you can see, I also have to make a sketch or practice before I showed you a lesson. All right, favorite students, have a great summer. This is the last lesson. It looks like I will be doing a lesson once a week as time permits, just to keep those students who are still interested in art. And have a great day, and then have a good summer. Bye-bye.